Trees, shrubs and other plants don't just beautify cities and towns. They clean our air and water, help cool our streets and buildings, and provide homes and food for the birds, bees and other animals that live amongst us. This is why plants are now recognised as an integral part of the urban fabric, as critical as roads, electricity cables and water pipes. Green infrastructure is a green network of green spaces, street trees and other vegetation that is strategically planned, designed and managed to benefit people, the environment and the economy. Green infrastructure is integrated with buildings and other infrastructure when we're planning new suburbs, building houses and upgrading old streets. It connects plants and habitats for birds, butterflies and mammals, and connects people to each other and to nature. It delivers multiple social, economic and environmental functions compared to conventional single-purpose infrastructure. First Creek Wetland at the Adelaide Botanic Garden is a great example of green infrastructure providing many benefits. It's a constructed wetland designed to not only be biodiverse, but also educational, and treat and store water from First Creek to irrigate the gardens.
One of the core principles of the design was to really engage with visitors, and that was to provide them with multiple viewpoints within the wetland itself. So that's engaging them above the water level itself, providing them views at the water level, much like a duck would see it, and then also immersing them in the wetland, so providing opportunities where they can move through the wetland across stepping stones, allowing people to engage with plants, which is allowing them to touch, smell and even get their hands wet and feet muddy.
The wetland is an engineered system, but one that uses natural processes to treat the water.
The great thing about a wetland is that it treats stormwater all by itself. We plant the plants grow, tiny organisms in the water form a slime around the stem of those plants called a biofilm, and then as the water slowly passes amongst the stems of the plants, the particles in the water and the nutrients that are dissolved in the water get taken out. And we also have open water where the sunlight can kill bacteria and viruses in the water. And this is how a natural wetland works as well. This is just a recreation of a natural wetland.
While the mechanical parts of the system, like the screens, need to be maintained, the wetland itself is relatively low maintenance.
It's a very dynamic living thing. It's not something that you can really manicure or curate as such. It is just a wild, untamed sort of landscape. We do try to keep certain weeds under control. The really invasive ones from time to time do get in there in our waders and try and keep those kind of weeds out. Long term, what we're going to have to do, it's still a sort of wait and see. As the plants keep growing and they're getting denser and denser, that's obviously affecting our water flows. We may have to get in there with some bigger machinery and actually sort of reduce some of the plant material in there to get our flows back.
Green infrastructure is a green network that is strategically planned, designed and managed to support the livability, sustainability and resilience of an urban area. Green infrastructure is essential infrastructure for our cities and towns, especially as they fill in and our climate changes. For helpful information on green infrastructure, such as research, guidelines and case studies, including on the First Creek Wetland, check out our website.